Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Dalton, Adult95, with another Transformers Studio Series video, and today we're taking a look at something I've been trying to get my hands on, but finally got around to it. We got Gamer Edition Ironhide from War for Cybertron. 28 steps. For some reason it shows a car instead of a truck. I guess it's technically a car, but it's a big, beefy car. Anyways, nice artwork here of Ironhide. There again. 28 steps. It says Ironhide works with Optimus to remove Dark Cybertron or Dark Energon from Cybertron's core. So fits in line with that chapter of the game. At the moment, I can't remember what the name of this is, but once I get it open and look it up, I will remember the name of the blaster and, of course, the same Energon axe that came with Ratchet. They did have this same axe in the game. And there's one of the little areas of the game right there. Gamer Edition Ironhide, Studio Series, War for Cybertron, same thing there. So let's go ahead and get them opened and check them out. And here we have Ironhide out of his packaging. And this is going to be a fairly quick review because we've already gone over the transformation, so I'm going to skip that for the sake of this video. It's exactly the same as Ratchet. And as you can see, mostly same body type. The only differences being are this torso piece and the shoulder pauldrons, and of course the head. And he does come with his EMP shotgun as opposed to the Energon repair array. And they both have the same battle axe, although the red on this is much nicer than the weird pinkish color they gave for Ratchet. It's also got the dark gunmetal gray for the handle, but still the same dark gray used for, you know, the main portion of the axe. So, that being said, paint details, he's mostly just got gunmetal gray here on the shoulder, or on these portions of the bag, which form the front of the vehicle. You've got this kind of faux windshield piece for the chest, bright pinkish Autobot symbol. Got some black gunmetal gray for these three pieces on his chest. Got some of that red outlining of the tires here, some of that more gunmetal gray on the back, some red paint here for the lower legs. Yeah, mostly red and gray plastic. Articulation is exactly the same, so you got a ball jointed head, albeit a little bit tighter on my... I guess they're both the same. So you get forward, back at the shoulders, you get all the way out to there. Kind of just adjust those shoulder pads accordingly. To get a waist swivel, forward and back, all the way out. Thigh swivel, a little less than 90 at the knee, and full ankle tilt. So there we have that. Now, as far as weapon use goes, you can have him hold it by the handle like that. Looks a little weird, but you can also remove the hand completely. Give him the full EMP shotgun and place the hand back here using the tab there for the wrist. Actually, it's better just to tab that in here. So there's a tab slot. You can use that hexagonal port there to go into that tab right there. There we go. And this just closes up around it and tabs in, just like we had with Ratchet. So you can actually store the hand away and then give him his battle axe. But it's very tight to get into his hand on my copy, so okay, there we go. Got it to fit through. So now we can have battle axe on the field as well as his EMP shotgun. Put a blast effect on there as well, just like most of the other War for Cybertron Gamer Edition weapons. So it is unfortunate that this and the Thundercracker may be our last War for Cybertron bots, at least for the foreseeable future. Don't know, sure yet. Depends on what happens in 27 and 28, especially with prices increasing. But that is not something I want to discuss on here, so please leave the price discussion for another channel. I don't do that here, so go ahead and remove... Well, I say that, but then, you know, unless it actually starts affecting my collecting, then I'll start. But even then, I usually don't have tons of money, even though I got quite a bit of figures this year, but we'll skip past that. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get this guy into his truck mode. If you haven't seen the transformation, I will try to link Ratchet's down in the video so you can see that. So for the time being, we're going to skip right to vehicle mode. And here we have Ironhide in his Cybertronian SUV mode. And it's not a bad little vehicle. Once again, just like Ratchet, mine keeps having issues with lining up. I think, there we go. Yeah, it's still wanting to turn to one side, but still looks really awesome in this vehicle mode. There just needs to be a little bit of more gunmetal gray here. I think he did have this big spot of gray in the game. I can't remember. It's mostly due to where the parts end up in robot mode, but I think Ratchet handled that a little bit better with, you know, him having the white robot feet, the white hands. Wish they could have, you know, put a little bit of paint here on the side, but like I said, it could be accurate to the game. I'm not sure. Anyways, so you can see here the new molding on the chest here, and actually these front pieces here have also been retooled to accommodate that new chest piece, so you do get that proper shape to Ironhide's vehicle mode. And you also get these new sections right here that on Ratchet kind of made a pseudo light bar. On Ironhide, it's just a smooth roof now, and you can place the axe up here, just tabbed in like that. Then you'll just take the EMP shotgun, and that will just tab in back here. Or if you want, I think you can put it up top. It's a little weird. I feel like that should be able to tab onto there, but it's just not wanting to cooperate. Well, but yeah, the main spot for storage is just right back here. So just tab it in like that. Of course, it's wanting to be a pain now. Plug that in and plug that up on top. And then with Ratchet, so there's a spot there. I think that's more for storage in robot mode. That's right, yeah. Yeah, because these will just plug in the side here. And the axe on top. Just like that. So there we have Ironhide and Ratchet together. And yeah, I really like how Ironhide turned out. Very nice colors. Once again, I mean, it's Ironhide. What do you expect? You know, red, gray, black, or in this case, gunmetal. Go really well. And of course, again, he rolls really well on those pin tires. Thank you, Hasbro. I will always sing praises for actual pinned on tires instead of the weird clip-on ones. Brawn. It's another one recently that does that. I'm blanking. Anyways, so yeah, let's go ahead and get him back into robot mode for the final thoughts. So when it comes to the final thoughts on Ironhide, I really enjoy him for what he is, and you know, I can kind of look past some of the issues that he suffers just like Ratchet does, such as, you know, the tabs on the lower legs kind of getting in the way of him standing in a straight pose. And the one that still drives me nuts to this day is the floating shoulder pads. Instead of them being just part of his actual shoulders and somehow integrating better into the transformation, they're on these, you know, stalks with the 5mm or with the ball joints, and it just looks weird posing him in a lot of different poses. But I do, once again, like with Ratchet, enjoy how they hide away the arm if you're going to use the weapon as the arm. Wish more of the Gamer Edition figures did that, but I don't know. I mean, with this one being one of the last ones, at least for a while, it's tough to say what's going to happen with the future. I still need to get Megatron and Starscream. I'm probably just going to get the battle damaged Target exclusive Megatron and try to track down Starscream. Maybe get him at a TFCon when I'm there. Should be next week at the time of this recording. So keep an eye out for that. You know, Alan and I are going to be doing our stream that following Saturday. So stay tuned for that. We're just going to go over MCM and TFCon, maybe a few small third-party things, but we're going to try not go too crazy. But then again, you know, I've said that before and whatever. So here I am rambling at the end of this video. So like I said, I will put a link down in the description, or at least I'll try to remember to, for Ratchet, so you can see the transformation to and from vehicle mode. And yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really enjoy Ironhide. I hope we get more Gamer Edition stuff, especially since now Hasbro's kind of learned a little bit more as, you know, with each release. So hopefully if they get to characters like Scattershot or Demolishor or even Quake eventually. So hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to check out the description and my playlist for Age of the Primes as well as Studio Series, and be sure to check out Excellent News every other week, or in this case it's going to be the third week, or, you know, the first week of November. But keep an eye out for that. Hope you guys enjoyed. So long. Take care.